Hello, lovelies. It's G here from Golden Thread Tarot. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, you guys. I feel like it has been so long. For you guys, it's probably only been a few days, probably. But for me, because I recorded a lot and then I took a break, it's probably been almost a week or a week and a half since I've recorded a video. So for me, that's the longest break that I've taken, I feel like, without recording, like since I started my channel. So I just really felt like recording a reading today. Not that I haven't felt like, I just got really spiritually guided to like just take a little break for a little bit. And I actually noticed that a lot of tarot readers in the community, or a lot of people in the spiritual community, got guided to take a little bit of a break too. So that kind of that's just us lining up with the synchronicities and everything. So how are you lovelies doing? It's great to hear from you. I have some lavender incense going, as well as a heart chakra meditation going on in the background. So let's kind of get into it. You guys might be feeling like you are coming into alignment with a higher version of yourself. And for some of you, I feel like there could be some people around you. Okay, one, I've seen the Seven of Pentacles in reverse like so many times since I've been shuffling. I opened up on it like 5 or 6 times for the whole time I was shuffling. And I really feel like some of you are realizing that some of the people or friends or just some things around you that maybe you didn't realize were as you didn't realize that those people's opinions had a big effect on you as it really did. Like you really kind of were like minimalizing those people's opinions and what an effect those people's opinions had around you. And I really feel like for some of you, you are realizing how some of your own mindsets, right? You're becoming more self-aware. So you're more acknowledging how some of your own limiting beliefs are really mirrored back to you, and some of the friends and the family and people that you've chosen, co-workers or people that you've chosen to be around you, right, or that have surrounded you in the past. And I really feel like some of you might feel like you're kind of like judgment card, right, unaligning with some of that, right, making some judgment calls. Not saying that you're calling those people bad or negative people or anything around that, yeah, but you're realizing along the way that we will realize as we're waking up, that we will realize and become very acutely aware of the people around us who are not as awakened as we are. And it's not like, oh, I'm so much more awoke, like I'm so much more woke than these other people. It's not kind of like that, you know. It's not like an ego base in it. It's more just like, oh, like I see things at a different perspective than these people do. And it's not necessarily like their perspective is wrong and your perspective is right. You just, in general, right, you just understand that your perspective is right for you, right, for the person that you're becoming, for the life that you are manifesting in, for your divine plan, you know. And that's okay, right? We all have different thought process, we all have different, right, but you're kind of like getting that sword and kind of cutting yourself. And when you're coming in, cutting yourself free, that's what I was trying to say. And you're really starting to learn how to really stand in your truth, right, to stand in who you really are, to get really grounded in with being okay with who you are, and being okay with the fact that there are people around you who don't have the same viewpoint as you. When in the past you really there can be this sense of breaking yourself out of judgment of yourself and judgment of those other people for them not seeing the world in the way that you do, right? So it's a part of our awakening journey, right, to make sure that as we are aligning with ourselves, as we are letting some people fall away from us, right, we are not demonizing those people, we are not villainizing those people, we are simply just being in the sense of, because that's another layer of our ego trying to kind of pop up, right? It is really important that we kind of are just like, I'm gonna let them be, I'm gonna let them think what they think, I'm gonna think what I think, right? But I'm not going to let those people and their differing opinions make me feel like I should conform, or make them feel like I should doubt my own opinions, right? Just because they're different than mine. And that's fine, right? And you could have people, even some of you could have people, right? Speaking of ideas, right? These grand ideas that you're getting, these downloads that you're getting from spirit, right? Is causing passionate, brand new beginnings. There might be things that you're being very passionate about. And that passion, you know, could be, you're understanding a little bit deeper, as, you know, to the understanding the emotional toll, one, and then the emotional purpose of some of the feelings of anger, okay, or feelings of judgment that you might have had in the past, where you're just like realizing that, oh, I was casting, maybe perhaps projecting some of my own fear and anger onto those people because of the fact that I was just becoming a different person, you know? And I'm not saying that you were like literally like, maybe you were, right? But you could have also just been like, I don't understand why they do this. Like, don't they see that it would serve them so much better if they did it this way, right? And that's all a part of you understanding, like, you know, they're their own people. They're their own people. They're their own rules. They have their own. And I know that most of us understand that, right? But sometimes we can get stuck in not acknowledging where those feelings really truly come from. And it's all part of our awakening, you guys, right? It's all part of that, really getting that grounded energy inside of yourself, really, putting in that work on yourself to really get that grounded energy in, and turn inward and be more about, yeah, exactly. Where are you investing your energy? Are you investing, is it a waste of time to invest your energy? And, it's not our job to heal people around us. It's not our job to convince people around us, because sometimes we can get caught up in that. Sometimes we can get caught up in, oh my gosh, like I've awakened and I'm dealing with this and it's so beautiful and it's so bright and wow, like it's helping my life so much and it's helping me deal with my trauma. So, there are friends and family around me that I know identify with those same things, and I want to wake those people up, or I want to share what I've started experiencing, but not everybody is going to be ready for that, or not everybody is supposed to awaken that way. It's not our job to share that information with everybody around us, right? Because sometimes, whether or not we realize, it can hurt more than it helps, right? It isolates those people away from you, and it also can make you in turn feel very isolated, right? This is about giving to yourself, the Empress, right? This is about giving to yourself. This is about really, you're going through a shift right now of really drawing in new types of energy around you, right? And it's okay, right? It's okay that there are people around you, because I understand it can be difficult to get to a place. A few months ago, wow, look at that, right? Where you are investing, you're not really getting back your investments, right? You're not taking the time to have the patience and the understanding to really, stop. Don't waste your time trying to heal other people. Look at that patience. Look at that temperance. Having the patience and the time to let things balance their way out, right? To let people find their own balance where they are. So, and I understand that some of you might feel kind of, like, I don't want to feel like on the outside of my friend group, or I don't want to feel like on the outside of my family. I want them to experience things that I'm experiencing, but a lot of it is that let it go energy, right? Because it's like, it's not, maybe it's not their time, it's not their place, and it's not your place, to actively try to do that to people around you. But I understand that a lot of us, we do it. Yeah, exactly. Spirit is saying, keep your independent energy about this, and it's okay, right? It's okay that you're independent. It's okay, if you have less friends. It's okay if you have less family members hanging around you because you're brand new now, right? That's okay. Let it be what it is, right? Exactly. Tower moment in reverse. These towers are happening around you. These people are falling away around you so that a new foundation can be built. And that's okay, right? Yeah. And you might, Page of Cups, right? In reverse, you might have some haters. You might have some people who really don't believe in you. But it's your job not necessarily to even, I'm saying the term or the label hater to make it easier to put these people into context for you, but it's not even your job to even label them that, right? They're just people who might not see your progress as progress, right? Who might not see your progress. Maybe they think you changed up on them, or maybe they're just like, I just don't like, who are you now? Who are you, this person now? Like, you seem like you've changed, you seem like you're different. Like, you're not the person that I used to know. You're not the person that I used to be. You're changing up and you're trying new diets, and you're talking about new things, and you're talking about all this stuff that maybe I really don't, I don't get along with, or I don't really jive with. And it can be hard. Like, we talk about that all the time, how it's hard to let some of those people go, right? And I really feel like some of you, oh, look at that, right? going inside, worrying about yourself, worrying about your own business, right? To bring about this new cycle. Spirit is saying it's okay, right? Let the energy of that go, right? Allow people to be who they're supposed to be so that you can allow yourself to be who you're supposed to be. It's okay if you're feeling a little bit more independent, right? And a lot of us will be asked to really ask ourselves, make sure that when you're in this Nine of Pentacles, it's not like, I don't need them anyway, right? Whatever, who cares? I don't need them anyway. Or they just don't understand me. Or they're just not woke enough. They just don't see life the way that I do. Yeah, but they're not supposed to. If they were, they would, right? And it's not your job to convince them to feel a different way. Just like it's not their job to convince you to feel a different way. It's your job to stand in your truth, regardless of what other people around you feel like. Right? Wow. Let's talk about this tower. Talk about this tower. More towers, please. Wow. Okay, so it's the Chariot. They wanted to throw this out. They said this is something different, but that it's also relating to this tower. Letting things go, movement. Hold your vision. Exactly. Hold your vision, right? Hold your vision in your mind as to who you are, regardless if other people don't see that person or think that you're incapable of it, or because it's really not about you. It's really about themselves. Most of the time, it's about themselves. Most of the time, people project their own limiting beliefs that they have about themselves onto other people around them because it's really not about you. It's about them most of the time, right? The issue is really actually really not about you. It's about them. But that's their, which means it's their own journey to figure that out. Okay, I told you it keeps popping out, right? It just keeps popping out. But Spirit keeps telling me to keep put it back in because it's not quite time for it to pop out just quite yet. But it is about Spirit also says with that Seven of Pentacles in reverse, something about concentrating on that, concentrating too much on the contrast, is kind of stopping is kind of stopping your movement, right? It's stopping this movement, this place that Spirit really wants you to go to, right? So don't get too caught up in that. Exactly. There is an idea, right? A new home, a new place, a new stability that Spirit wants to bring into your life, right? This new passionate place. It feels like a new you, a new, not, they're saying a new home is in like, for some of you, it's literally going to be a new home or, you know, a new family group. It's going to be feeling at home in a different place than you are now. And this could be actually physically, but for a lot of you, it's psychological, like it's mentally, right? You are aligning more so with your own stability, with a new and settling into a new place of being inside your mind. And that needs to be okay, you know, with you. Yeah. Page of Cups in reverse. Yeah, some of you have some people around you. Yeah. defending your thought process. A lot of, not a lot of you, but some of you have some, oh, look at that. Some people that are really comparing themselves. They're really, it could be people around you that have a very defeatist attitude in a way where they compromise themselves, they compromise their own goals. We've talked about that on the channel too. And it's not for you to judge these it's just like a, it's not a judgment as in like, oh, they're less of a person, but it's just like a, like, oh, I see, you know, Spirits, like they want you to see it in a way where it's like, look, like it's not about you. Again, it's not about you, it's about them. You know, it's their issues, it's their things that they're dealing with. For some of you, this is people, it's like, for some of you, it's people that are subconsciously doing this around you, right? They don't realize that in a way they are comparing their, they are comparing themselves or comparing their lives to you, and they are seeing something inside of you that they feel like their life lacks. And so there is that kind of juxtaposition that kind of makes them feel this unease, because when you are not living in your truth, or when you are not vibrating on the same level as somebody else or at the same wavelength as somebody else, whether or not that person that you are observing is you know, lower vibrational or higher vibrational than you, there is this natural, like, repelling kind of energy where it's like, I don't know, I just don't jive with that person as much anymore, right? And that could be some energy that you're going through with some of your friends or some of your family or coworkers, or thought processes. This could be something even as simple as wardrobe and things like that. You know, there are going to be lots of things in your life that you're suddenly just going to feel like, this just doesn't jive with me anymore. And it doesn't mean that this is necessarily a bad thing, right? Or spirit says they want you to really emphasize in your mind that that doesn't mean that these people, places, things are necessarily bad things. They're just not for you. And that has to feel okay. You know, because for some of you, it is literally people who are like, do they think they're better than me? Do they think they know everything? You know, and that's not going to be that's not how everybody is feeling around you. But, you know, inadvertently, there are going to be some people around you that do feel that way, right? But spirit says, you know, which it might be some of this energy. It might be some of this kind of conflicting energy, or some of this energy that makes you, that's kind of giving you kind of resistant energy, right? Concentrating on that is giving you yourself resistant energy, right? Or concentrating on the fact that it's like, I don't want to leave my friends behind, or I don't want to leave people. I want to raise the vibration of other people around me, instead of, you know, feeling like I have to leave them behind. Maybe, you know, and spirit is saying that's not your job to do that, right? It's not your job to do that. We can't heal other people, right? Only thing it is your job to do is to understand that, you know, you defend your stance inside of yourself. Now, it doesn't mean you have to get in an argument with everybody around you, but it does mean sometimes understanding that people around you are just not going to understand where you're coming from, because they're just not on the same vibration as you are. And that doesn't mean that you're better than them or anything like that. It just means that you guys are different. And not everybody's going to understand where you're coming from, and that has to be okay, right? You don't have to be understood and accepted by everybody around you. Because not only, one, is that impossible, is it not just going to lead you to feeling like, one, either make you villainize other people around you, or it's going to lead you to feel ostracized, or it's going to lead you to feel like you're not good enough, or you're not doing something well enough to be accepted by other people. You know, exactly like spirit is saying, like, bring justice to yourself on this situation, right? Bring balance to yourself in this situation. And that if there were people in the past that talked about you, or that put fears or doubts onto you, you know, don't worry about it. You've got your own stuff going on, that, you know, it's just, exactly, you've got your own healing going on. You've got your own bright light. You will find people, right? I know that sometimes, you know, that Five of Pentacles came out, right? You will find people. Don't let fear or anger, or fear of being left behind, or fear of not being seen, or fear of being seen, right, stop you from going, you know, on this. I saw the death card, so I tried to pull it, but it kind of just got lost back in there. Stop you from going through this evolution, right? You will be seen. Spirit is saying that for some of you, you really want to be acknowledged for all of the growing, for all of the work that you have put in, right? And that spirit is saying that for some of you, you're looking in the wrong places for that acknowledgement, because there are some people who just literally cannot see it, because they do not vibrate, right? They cannot see it. They cannot it's not, they can feel it, their spirit can feel it, whether or not they consciously can feel it, subconsciously they can, but sometimes people misinterpret the sense of that, right? And it can come off as, oh, they think they're better than me, or, oh, they think, you know, oh, they're changing so much, and I don't even know who they're becoming anymore. Because again, at the end of the day, it is about them more than it is about you. Just like it's about you more than it is them, right? It's about you and your journey. The spirit saying, focus inward on this. You will be seen, right? Some of you really want, and it's completely normal for you to want all of the work that you put into yourself to be acknowledged. It can be really hard in this journey when people around you don't vibrate on the same level as you do, or at the same frequency as you do, so they don't really acknowledge that. You know, it can be hard. But Spirit said for a lot of you, that's something that you need to heal inside of yourself. That's something that you do need to heal, is that you're looking towards the same people who gave you the issues of being acknowledged to now be acknowledged. And it's like you're looking in the wrong places. You will find this acknowledgement with the right people, right? With the right places, in the right places, in the right people. There will be people around you who will acknowledge you for who you are and how much work you put into yourself. They will be there, right? So trust that, that you're making room for, that you are falling out of alignment with these people, who just aren't at the same place as you are anymore. And that's okay, right? Don't get any kind of control issues about it, right? Let it go. Let it be what it is, right? You're gaining the wisdom and the knowledge, and it's your position to be going through it now, and it's their position to be going through it when they go through it, right? Yeah. You're walking, there is this sense of walking away from a lot of this. And I really feel like at the end of the day, a lot of this is a need to be acknowledged, a need to feel part of the group, to feel part of the tribe or part of the group, right? And Spirit is saying you will feel that. Let it go so that other people that do align with those can come into your life, right? It's coming. There is a brand new beginning. There is stability coming into your life. So let it go. Yeah, exactly. 5 of Wands in reverse. Let it go. Let go of the chaos. Let go of the conflict. Let go of the back and forth. Let go of the need to feel like you need to. Because Spirit is saying it's more important right now that you are in a position where you don't feel like you constantly need to defend your beliefs and defend where you're going, and you don't need to put yourself in the position where you feel like it is your job to constantly defend your worth, right? And Spirit saying that for a lot of you at the end of the day, right, you don't realize that this isn't other people, this is yourself, right? Now it might have been other people that kind of gave you those fear, that in your childhood or in past relationships or in past friendships that really, inspired this feeling of lack of worth inside of you, right? But Spirit is saying that this is something inside of you that you need to focus on, right? To not focus on in a way where you're like, oh my God, I can't, like, why can't I get over this? In a way where it's like, not focus on. Spirit saying, scratch the focus on that I just said. They're saying a better word for it would be acknowledge. Acknowledge that it's not about them. It's about you. For the same way that you need to acknowledge that any kind of stuff that you're going through is not about you. It's about them. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? We're all working through projection issues. Yeah. Queen of Swords now. Oh my gosh. I just like tossed my whole little spread here to the side. All in unison too. That was so weird. I just like this card like barely tapped all these other cards, and all these other cards just to the side altogether. And it did that to fall on top of the King of Swords together. So right, and we know that the King and Queen of Swords, when they're put together, usually represents people who are having like a differing of opinions, right? They're having a disagreement, right? But this is blocking you. Spirit is saying this is a block that you're having inside of yourself, that it's blocking this need to feel wanted and accepted, right? Which we all feel that, right? It's making you feel like you need to overly defend yourself. It's making you feel like, and I feel like it's made you feel this way for a long time, so much so that you don't even consciously sometimes realize when you do it. But Spirit is saying, like this is a lesson that you need to learn. Wow, look at the freaking spread that just came out here, right? Third party, a third party interference can also be our own mind, our own fears, our own our own karma inside of ourselves. I feel like earlier on last year, we were really talking a lot about how we had a lot of karmics that were outside of us, right? And so in the later part of 2021 and now into 2022, we're really talking about the karmic energy that's inside of us. That's our own, the way our own mind and our own perceptions is really slowing us down, and we're being karmics to ourselves, right? So this is a type of karmic outside interference that that feels like it's coming from the outside, because it is subconscious fears and desires and subconscious feelings of self-worth, right? Or lack of feelings of self-worth. Or wanting to be accepted really deep down, which all humans feel that way because it's a part of our survival mechanisms. It's part of our ego. But wow, look at this that just came out, right? Spirit is saying that in these lessons here, in this lessons that you're going through, that you're learning here, right? The wounds that you have received in the past that have made you feel like, Spirit is saying that give yourself a break, that you are really doing a good job. And inside, your soul knows that you are doing this for a purpose. You are doing this to learn lessons, right? You are doing this for your ultimate emotional satisfaction, so that you can become a much an even happier version of yourself, an even more kind and loving and compassionate version of yourself, where you have the same love and compassion really deeply, truly for yourself that you have for other people, and vice versa, right? And that in it will bring about this brand new beginning for you, this brand new start of a cycle, this brand new kind of just like feeling of a weight lifting off of you, right? And this trust, having this trust for yourself, and this trust for the universe, and this trust for future partners and future business partners, a healthy amount of good boundaries and trust, right? And to bring in, of course, a Two of Cups, right? But Two of Cups is also about union within ourselves, right? And healing, right? Bringing a lot of healing here, right? With the soulmate energy here. How do you want me to say that, Spirit? That's interesting. I've never heard you say that before. Okay. All right. All right. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to keep that to myself for a little bit, because Spirit is saying they want to give me a little bit more time to be able to understand a few more lessons in myself, so that I can efficiently explain what they just told me. So they're like, I want to know a little bit more before I speak on that. So that's very interesting though. But yes, okay. The star. Tell me more about the star. About being seen. I'm hearing divine time, like it will come when it comes. Yeah. So you will be seen. Like this transformation is being seen a lot more than you feel like it is. This healing, all this healing energy, this union, this inner divine union that you are having, right? Helping you with all these lessons, all these past cycles that you're going through, right? Is bringing in this amazing transformational energy for you, right? You're going through this amazing change in self. Spirit is saying, so it takes a lot of energy to do that. So give yourself a break. Spirit is saying, give yourself a break. It's okay. It takes a lot of energy. I do not know. Well, I just heard the jingle for Kit Kat, but maybe that resonates for some of you guys. Yeah, because Spirit's saying, take the weight off your shoulders, right? Stop fighting this. Stop fighting this, because all this fighting and all this proving yourself and all of this, having to constantly prove, is a huge weight on your shoulders, and it's a huge energy. It's taking up so much of your energy that you don't even realize that it is, right? It's taking up far too much of your energy, and Spirit is saying you need that energy right now, because you're going through this transformational energy, right? So kind of don't fight it. For some of you, there is a transformational energy here that you have been fighting, and Spirit saying don't fight it. Like, right, let it go. Let this past cycle end, right? Don't be scared that you might maybe that you might fear that you don't know what's next. You might not fear like who you're going to be on the other side of this. And Spirit saying, right? You are coming into an alignment more with your true self. So allow this to happen. Allow this transformational energy to happen. Yeah, right? Divine time. Wow. And again, okay, with that Two of Cups soulmate energy, the lover, soulmate energy, right? Divine lessons, learning divine lessons like through soulmate energies. It's just more energy of people come into our life. Some people come into our life and they're lifelong friends, family, you know, things like that. And some people come into our lives for a season, right? Some people come into our lives and they're supposed to be in our lives for forever, and some people come into our lives and they're supposed to be here for a season. And the spirit is saying that sometimes that's just how it happens, you know. These people come. That's why soulmates come into our life, is to teach us these lessons. But it's like, it's spirit saying take the ego out of this statement, but they want to say it this way. Like, some of you have like, you've served their purpose, or those people have served your purpose in your life, or you've learned the lessons that you are supposed to teach that person, or that you can teach those people, or they can teach you right now currently. And it's time to allow other people to come into your life, right? It's time to allow other people to come into your life that can teach you different lessons, right? New lessons that go with the transformation, right? The vibe on the same level of the transformation. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are feeling a lot of heaviness. Some of you might be even feeling guilt about walking away from friends or family members, okay? Even, you know, because I know that for some of us, this could be our own children that we're being asked to walk away from, right? Like, if obviously we're old, if you're older and you have grown children, or you have children that are over the age of 18, right? These karmic energies can be our own children, right? And it can be our own thought processes about guilt that we have about separating away from people who really don't serve us, right? So, or thought processes about your children, or thought process about what it's like to be a parent, or what it means to be in a relationship, or what it means to be, you know, who you are supposed to be in a relationship, who society says you're supposed to be in a relationship, regardless of, you know, who you identify in the relationship, you know, gender norms and all of that, you know. It's just so much. I could just go on and on and on. So I'll have to just, you know, give, like, briefly touch on it. Knight of Cups in reverse. Some of you have really dealt with people in the past that have this lack of compassion. And I don't know why, but for some reason I'm being so drawn to the red fish on this Knight of Swords, like, armor, or on their, the whatever you would call it, the robe or whatever they're wearing. And it's reminding me of those Swedish fish, you know, the candy Swedish fish. That might resonate for some of you. But you've really dealt with some people who were really just like, I don't care. And that, you know, and it could have been people that society tells you are really supposed to care, like your parents, like your loved ones, like your friends. Or some of you have really interpreted or really internalized people when they focus on themselves as they don't care about you. And not in a way where you're like, oh, my friends aren't just paying me any attention anymore, you know. But it's like, people have their own things that they're going through, and so do you. And it's okay if you're at a state right now where some people around you, or a lot of people around you, don't understand where you are. That has to be okay with you, right? You can't reject your evolution, or you can't reject, excuse me, or regret walking down the path that you're choosing to walk down because other people don't really understand where you are. It's okay. Because again, spirit just wants to say, like, it's not about you. It's mostly about them. And it's not about saying, well, it's their issue and it's their, you know, it's just about, it's not time for those people, or it's just not, you know, if they were supposed to see this, they would. And that might hurt sometimes, because we want to be acknowledged by our friends, by our family, by people that are close to us. You know, we want our accomplishments to be acknowledged, but some people just aren't at that place to do that, right? Because of their own things that they're dealing with, their own karma, their own, you know, state of evolution, their own awakening that they're going through, in their own life cycle that they're in right now. And that can also, of course, be, you know, people, you know, like, ex-lovers, or people, or our divine counterparts, you know, like, we have to separate ourselves away from those people that aren't on that same vibration. You have to allow them to be on their own journey, on their own time period, right? Oh, I don't know why I just got that out of nowhere, but some of you have also dealt with a particular person. I'm really getting a big karmic energy off this person, or this is a karmic issue that this person really works with, is that they project really hard. Some of you have been dealing with somebody who projects their own issues really, really hard on top of you. And some of you might have felt, particularly in a love situation, you guys might have felt very rejected by this person. And it could be something inside of you really need to heal. Some of you could still be healing with some past life trauma of a person choosing not to be with you. And this could be, some of you might be really healing from a divine counterpart, or somebody not choosing you, or you not choosing them in a past life, as well as this life. So in the past, in this life, or in a past life. That's some issues. Some of you have some issues around that. Wow, look at that. What a split. Look at that. Look at them looking away from each other. Wow. Okay. Can't make this shit up. Yeah. Look. Definitely. See, when I get a difference. When I look in my hands, I really see like this Queen of Cups offering their heart to this King of Wands, who is very much so very determined at looking away from them. You know, because when I'm holding it in my hands, it's like this, right? And I really feel like, just like if I hold it up like this and it's reversed, this person, it's like a very much so like you, right? You're looking at this person like, I'm offering you my heart and you're turning away from me. This person very much so is looking at you like, I'm offering myself to you, or I'm chasing after you and you're looking away from me. It's this very big mirrored energy of like projecting your own rejection issues back and back and back and back and back and forth to each other, right? And the feminine energy here very much so in kind of like an angry energy about it, right? Making some kind of like really drastic, I'm hearing drastic judgment call. That could be this person's viewpoint, that they feel like you're making a drastic judgment call. There could be some people here that have some anger, anger that's standing in the way of forgiveness as well. Like the Hierophant energy can also be about forgiveness, right? Some anger issues that are standing in the way of really truly forgiving people, forgiving like each other. Oh, well, this just kind of turned into a love reading out of nowhere when I said that, Two of Cups. And then look, we've been seeing that Queen of Pentacles over and over and over again, and there's that King of Pentacles finally showing himself, and they're like, oh, you want to talk about love? Here I am. Let's talk about part, right? And it's like on one side of the spread here is when we're talking, right, about two people separating away, right? On the opposite side, it's a King and Queen of Pentacles. Two people that if somebody came out as a King and Queen of Pentacles, it would be somebody that was very much so, for me, talking about a relationship wise, that would very much so mean like a married couple, or people who were in sync, or people who were very grounded, somebody that had like a link to each other in the 3D, right? And this is like mental space, not on the same space, physical space, they are together. This could be about communication, okay? Interesting. But there's definitely spirits confirming that. Turn into. And there's anger. There's anger here. Somebody here is at a distance, okay? And they feel anger. Yes. They feel, they could be blaming third party, or they could feel like a third party in their own relationship, you know? Okay, that's going to be the masculine energy here. I'm going to just say they just called themselves out. So we'll pull you out. And then look who's still behind here. The Seven of Pentacles showing up again. And the Two of Cups came right back up too. So yeah, I would say feeling very impatient, feeling a lot of regrets about the way they did things in the past. And I'm gonna be honest, collective, I don't even know if you actually know this person. Yeah, this person feels abandoned. They feel left behind. They feel abandoned. Or spirit saying, you don't know who this is. I was like, okay. It's not who you it's kind of like it's not who you think it is kind of energy. Okay. 8 of Wands. This person wants to talk. This person wants to talk. You might have blocked this person. Look. The feminine energy here feels like they are really holding in. They are really either holding themselves back or they are standing in a position of strength. Perhaps maybe even their anger makes them feel strong. Right? Maybe holding on to that grudge makes them feel strong. I'm not sure. Or maybe they feel like the position that they're standing in, which I'm not saying that it's not, but they either way, wherever they are, they feel like they are in a position of strength, right? And this is all part of divine time and divine plan, right? It's all coming around when it's supposed to, right? But there's anger here, right? And it's something that Knight of Pentacles is really holding back. It's somebody that's 40-40 down on the clock when I said that, and 5-44 down on the real-time clock. You know, it's really, yeah, it's trapping. This anger is trapping the two of them, right? Away from the sun energy, right? It's holding them back. Hangman, right? It's holding them back. It's causing delays in this issue, right? It's causing delays in this issue. What, tell me, what is this feminine energy angry about? Oh, wow. Y'all. I asked what's the secrets. Look at this. Sun and moon energy right there. Feminine, masculine energy, right? I asked what this feminine energy is mad about, and look at this huge chunk of things that fell out. So there's a lot of anger here. Oh, okay. Angry because they either felt like they got walked away on, or they feel like they had to walk away from something, or they feel like this person walked away from them. They really wanted a 10 of cups. Also 10 of pentacles. They saw a 10 of cups, 10 of pentacles with an emperor energy here. It was their wish fulfillment, but they felt like they got completely betrayed. Right now they feel like they are at zero, at zero again, starting over again, going on this whole journey all over again, right? They feel like they got betrayed, right? They feel like they got betrayed when they saw this person as their emperor. They feel like they saw this person as their emperor. They saw this person as a possible emperor, you know? And they feel like they saw this person as their wish fulfillment. They saw this person as their 10 of pentacles, 10 of cups, right? They feel like they saw a future, or maybe perhaps they are mad at themselves because maybe they feel like, oh, I convinced myself to be in love with an illusion, or you know, something like that. They felt betrayed in some kind of way here. Okay, this they felt very betrayed. What ten of swords? Why did they feel betrayed? What happened that made them feel betrayed? Oh, what? Okay, it could be one of the cards that's already here because they're asking me to put those cards in. Um, Four of Cups in reverse. Spirit could be saying you're kind of victimizing yourself a little bit, feminine energy, right? Looking into the future, looking for clarity on a situation, maybe not going in, isolating yourself a little too much, okay? Away from the truth, away from yourself, away from a truth that you don't want to admit, okay? Yeah. Yeah, confusion. They felt betrayed because of confusion. There's some kind of confusion energy here. It's possible that they could have felt like an option or a choice. They were made to feel like they were an option, or they're. It's like I feel like they saw something this masculine energy didn't see. Right? They're like, I saw it. I saw it. You know, it is kind of like that emperor kind of control. Like, I saw it. Why didn't you see it? Why did you reject me? I saw it. I know it was real, but you wanted to play and act like it wasn't real, and that's bullshit, right? That's kind of how this feminine energy feels, right? And I feel like that's the deeper feeling here. Yeah, there was not equal give and take in this situation from the feminine's perspective, okay? And 3 of Cups. They didn't feel included. there was a sense of not feeling included here, or not feeling like, um, feeling like they, uh, I'm gonna be honest, some feminine energies here might have felt like they deserved marriage. Okay, so for some of you, this could be past life issues that you're dealing with. It's like, how dare you keep me as your person on the side? You never really told me what was really going on between the two of us, and then you just went and got married to somebody else. Like, that's bullshit. Like, what the hell, you know? But spirit is also saying here with that Four of Cups in reverse, that seeing yourself, like, you also chose, right? You chose to allow yourself to be a person on the side. And I'm not saying that it's not at all this other person's, you know, this person needs to take accountability for their actions in this too, right? But it's important that you take accountability for your own actions. Nobody made you wait for this person, right? Nobody made you stay single. Nobody made you deal with them being married to somebody else, or them doing something else, you know. Now understand that somebody could lie to you for a long time, but it is always our responsibility in this to say, well, are they really? Because if they really wanted to be with me, they would have already chose to be with me. And, you know, maybe it was kind of a situation in a past life or this life where this person was like, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. And they never came, you know, and you were just like, what the hell? Or I'll break up. I'll divorce them. I promise I'll choose you. I promise I choose you. I choose you. I choose you. And then it suddenly became very clear to you that they were not choosing you. Right. And it built up a lot of anger. It, triggered a lot of your abandonment issues, or it triggered abandonment issues inside of you. No, you know, which is reasonable, right? Maybe this person always kept you as an option, or this person made you feel like an option, and you're just like, you know what, like, that's fucked up. I feel very betrayed by this, right? I'm hearing somebody saying, like, I was your choice, like, I was your option, I was your, you know. I also feel like there is a sense here of feeling the weight of the responsibility in something. It's like knowing, it's like heavy as the head that wears the crown, or heavy, you know, like burdened with knowledge kind of energy. um they're showing me the scene from, is it Endgame or Infinity War? I think it's Infinity War, where Tony Stark is talking to Thanos. I almost called him Ultron. I'm like, what? No, that's not his name. Thanos. And Thanos is like, you're not, you know, you're not the only one that's burdened with knowledge. You're not the only one that's burdened with understanding things at a deeper level. And I feel like that's how this. It's like, damn, it's like this huge weight, right? Because I'm just looking at this Queen of Pentacles, and when I was looking at this Queen of Pentacles, it's like this whole, like this Queen of Pentacles, like holding this pinnacle, it's just like weighing them down, right? And I've never really felt that way when I looked at the Queen, but in this moment I did, right? It's giving me this whole energy of this, right? Because it looks like that, right? She's like all bent over, kind of, and she's, it feels like a heavy weight. It feels like a heavy weight, a heavy responsibility, a heavy, it was hard to walk through this and go through it with the knowledge. For some of you, maybe it was the knowledge that you had to go through. You had to acknowledge that this person was your person, but it's a heavy acknowledgement to accept your own responsibility in it as well, right? It's a heavy burden to understand, like, damn, in the end I can blame this person all I want, but it was my choice to stay in this situation. um and also for some of you, it was the heavy burden of knowing. It's like, I know who this person is, I know, you know, but it's like they won't even acknowledge me, or they won't acknowledge what's going on between the two of us, right? Or they won't even acknowledge who I really am. And that was a heavy weight and a heavy burden that made you feel very betrayed, because you felt like you got left to deal with something completely all on your own. For some of you, this could be past life energy between you and this person, where this person might have been in a relationship with you and might have left you as a single mother, okay? If you were in a feminine body, if you were in the feminine energy as well as in a feminine body, this person might have left you, they might have got you pregnant and then dipped out on you, right? That could have happened in this life as well, right? Um, or it could have, you know, it could be this life, past issues, you know, from this life, however you want, however it applies to you, right? And you could have just been like, that's not fair. It wasn't fair, you know. Yeah, okay. So we both participated in this. We both laid down. We both knew the likelihood that I could get pregnant. I got pregnant. Then you get to dip out, and I get left with all the heavy responsibility of what it feels like, you know, to just deal with that. And unfortunately, in our society, you know, we put more social responsibility on the mother than we do on fathers. Different types of responsibilities we put on fathers, but you know, as far as child care, a lot of people tend, you know, if they hear mothers complain, they will tell them, well, you know, you laid down. I don't ever hear I rarely ever hear somebody in society at large, you know, when a father complains about doing something, so it's like, well, you laid down with her. You know, we do say that, but it's much heavier in our society. It's a much heavier responsibility that we put on the mother of the child than we do the father of the child. To, you know, it's like, well, you have to take care of your kids. You don't have a choice, right? In our society, fathers have a lot more of a choice of, yeah, you know, yeah, you're supposed to. But we as a society would look much harder on a mother who ran off and didn't take care of her kid as opposed to a father that did it, because they do it every day. And then, don't get me wrong, there are plenty of mothers who do the same thing, right? But in general, there are different rules when it comes to that, which, I mean, you know, women and men, it happens. But anyway, we can get into all different kinds of much deeper subject matter with that, right? But either way, it's like a heavy responsibility that this feminine energy went through, that they feel like in the end has made them stronger, or they feel like they're in a strong position by being in the position where they are now. They feel like they actually have like the ability to control things now, or to, you know, like, I'm not waiting around. I just saw the three of, I'm not waiting around for this anymore. I am in my strength now. I am not waiting around for this anymore. Right? Yeah. So spirit is like, uh okay. They are identifying this masculine energy here as a liar. They're like, you're a liar. Yeah. That will confirm that with that. So yeah. Okay. That was a lot. So this masculine energy is also mad here. Okay, what is this? Why is this masculine energy angry at this feminine energy? Well, they're angry at other things in their life too. This masculine energy is saying, but they're also angry at this feminine energy. Why is this masculine energy angry with the feminine energy here? Ah, oh no, I bent my card. Yeah, they feel like you just kind of dropped them off. They feel like you dropped them off. Said something about like dropping them off like a bag of trash on the side of the road. Like, it's just like, don't, like, okay, bye. They felt like they wanted to continue to be nurtured and be loved by you. Um, they're also watching. They're watching real hard. Emperor energy came out again. Tell me more about why this masculine energy here is angry at this feminine energy. Why is there anger here? Their world is also upside down. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Their world is upside down. They feel like their world's been turned upside down, especially now that they're really feeling the absence of the love energy. They could be dealing with a bunch of karma. They could be dealing with, they could be losing a lot of their financial stability right now. Why is this? Okay. But they're blaming, because I asked why they're mad at their Queen of Pentacles. Why they're mad at the Queen of Pentacles. That's another thing, right? I never said, when I was talking about the Queen of Pentacles, I never said why are they mad at their king. This masculine still sees this feminine energy as like their person, and I don't don't think that the Queen of Pentacles feels the same way as much. Why are they angry? Why are they angry with the Queen of Pentacles? Emperor. They're like, I'm your emperor, or I want to control this situation. They're also feel like it's like, you know how much work that I put into the situation. You know how much I had to give up. You know how much I had to go through for you just to be like, you know what, F you, you took too long. Bye, I'm gone. Like, what the hell? Yeah. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. They're like, you don't know how much I had to go through. They feel like this feminine energy doesn't understand how much they had to go through, or how much like weight was on their shoulders. Yeah. Empress in reverse. I'm hearing issues with either a mom, so either like a mother of their children or their mother in general. They actually call this person a baby mama, but I don't really like to use that word. I try not to. I'm trying to stop myself from using that word because I really don't like it. The Hangman in reverse. They're like, I had to push myself damn near all the way to the edge to see this situation for what it really was. Like, it pushed me all the way to the edge. They really were fighting. They're also angry because that's how this particular masculine energy deals with a lot of depressive thought, is that they get, it manifests a lot in their life as anger, isolating themselves off a lot, keeping themselves away. They also felt like there were other people standing in the way here. They're also very angry that they feel like your Empress, like you've turned off your Empress energy to them, right? Like you're not receptive to their energy. Like you're not healing them, you're not helping them, you're not guiding them, you're not that same open, loving person that you were before. You're not nurturing them, you're not encouraging them. They feel very lost in the absence of your energy. The Sun in reverse. They're just not satisfied. They're not content in your absence. And they feel it. They feel a lack. Like I said, for some of you, they might have been dealing here with the Sun card and this Empress in reverse. They also could have been dealing with a mother and like an ex and a child, a person that they had a child with. Okay. And they could have been like, you don't understand how much shit this person put me through, how much. It's like, I was trying to save you kind of energy. I was trying to save you from dealing with this stuff. And I can already hear some of you, if you're the feminine energy, and it's like, oh no, like you are not supposed to use your wife who you were trying to cheat on me with and your children as an excuse as to why you're angry at me. Are you joking? Are you joking? Like, I hear some of y'all already saying that. And if that's your particular situation, right, like, I feel like that could be some manipulation. But if you don't know exactly what this masculine energy has exactly been going through, for some of them, they have a lot of anger towards an Empress energy that they view as like an ex, that they're identifying this person as a karmic energy that really put them through hell and back with their child. And they were in a very angry place, and they were like, I was just angry. This person is like, I'm not necessarily angry with you, I'm just fucking angry. Like, I'm just angry and I'm just hurt that just the reality of that situation is really pissing me off, right? And this person very much so chose to isolate themselves. They even could have been self-medicating with substances or drinking or something, and they were just like, I was just staying away. This person feels like they had to go through a lot. They're like, oh my gosh, I had to go through so much stuff. But I'm really unsure how any of this right here is this feminine energy's fault. Like, the person that you were your ex, you were in a relationship with, it's like a lack of they feel like you don't understand. But I feel like for a lot of you, you had no idea any of this was going on. It's like this person wanted to remain silent, to not tell you about anything that was happening in their life, and for you to just be unconditionally understanding and loving them, no matter what your perspective on the situation with, or your lack of information on their perspective on the situation was, or your lack of like purposeful understanding. Like, you know, because I wanted to be honest with the feminine energy. Like, nobody made you wait on this person, right? Nobody made you. Nobody, you know, if you knew this person was married, if you did not know this person was in a relationship, that's a whole nother issue. But if you knew this person was in another relationship, or you knew they were in a situation here, you know, and you knew that, and you know, the feminine energy felt very mad because they felt like they got put on the back burner, or they felt like they were kept in a waiting situation. And it's like, well, nobody made you be here. You chose to be here, right? And although this masculine energy could have handled this situation that they dealt with in a better way, you know, especially if they were trying to put you as a third party situation, and have you on the side when they had children and a wife, or a husband, or whatever, you know, the gender of their partner was at the time at home, that is an issue, right? That is an issue that they need to deal with, right? But for those of you who didn't know, it's like, but for a lot of you, I feel like there's an issue here that where maybe you didn't know. For some of you, you do. And for some of you, you did not even know, right? But it's like this person was like, no, I didn't tell them anything. And no, I didn't let them know what was going on in my life. But they should have just waited for me. Like, did they have to know what was going on in my life to wait for me? Like, nobody's obligated to wait for you. Yeah, so for a lot of them, this masculine energy feels like I have gone through so much. I've gone through so much. I've gone through so many obstacles, so much thing. It's just been in my way again and again and again. I've been fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting through it. And now that I am fighting through it and it's not as much of an issue anymore, I feel like you're just like, you know what? You took too long. So both have legitimate issues that they need to deal with inside of themselves. They also have legitimate things that they need to acknowledge about the other person, and how they played a real role in why this other person feels the way that they do about them. So acknowledge your own toxicity. Both have toxicity, both have issues that they need to address inside of themselves, and with not so healthy ways that they handled this whole situation. But they both still see Ten of Cups here in each other, Ten of Pentacles. They can say whatever they want to, but they both see a Ten of Cups and a Ten of Pentacles with each other, right? Their souls know that this is a possibility. But they're both very angry. And I really feel like there needs to be like talking. Like, nobody's coming forward. Like, nobody's coming forward. Nobody's talking. Nobody's initiating, you know, like nobody. Yeah, exactly. Like, where is the talking? Like, where, you know, like talking needs to happen. Some vulnerability needs to happen. Like, people need to be really truthful and honest, right? There was that Ace of Swords in reverse, right? There are some truths that neither one of these people are speaking to each other about, how they really feel, or about what's really going on, how deep down inside they still really love each other, right? But you know, there needs to be acknowledgement on both parts that both of them didn't do exactly the right thing, right? And a thing that's really angry about the two of them is they both still see each other as the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, right? Or they both really wanted that, right? But there is a sense here of both of them not walking away from this anger, right? And this anger, this pride, is keeping both of them from seeing the other one's perspective, right? Seeing the other one, like, okay, they have a point, but I have a point. Yeah, okay, you have a point. You were dealing with some shit, you know, but you never should have kept me waiting. You should have let me know what was going on, you know? And now that it's my choice, and you should have let me know what was going on and given me a choice, not just kept me waiting in the dark or kept me on the side. You know, you should have either told me that you were married and just been like, look, we shouldn't get involved because I'm married. Or if you didn't know they were married, or if you didn't know that the situation was, you know, it's like both of you just need to have an honest conversation. Like, yes, like I should have done things different, you know, and to both of you saying, yes, I should have done things different, but yes, to acknowledge that both of you did things that hurt the other one, right? There needs to be a lot less like blaming. There needs to be more accountability on both sides for their own actions on both sides. And there needs to be honesty here. There needs to be a really deep honesty here. So, yeah, exactly. right? There needs to be less, you know, those swords up, cling, 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 defending. No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. No, you hurt me. No, you hurt me. No, you hurt me. No, you hurt me. Without acknowledging that you both did things that hurt the other one. You know? And what's on the other side of this is up to these people, right? What this Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles looks like is up to them, right? It's going to be up to them, because this is not all going to be a strictly romantic love situation. Like, for some of you, it's family. For some of you, it's friends. So, you know, for some of you, it's platonic love. For some of you, it's, you know, this is a person that I do want in my life. This is a person that I do want around. I do see happiness with them. I do feel better when they're in my life, you know. I do feel more healed when they're in my life. But there is a situation here of acknowledging this anger, and how this anger that both of you are having and you're projecting onto each other is really slowing down this connection from being able to come around, right? I saw that empath energy. Written in the stars. And shadow work. Yeah, this is shadow work that both of you definitely need to do, right? Some really deep shadow work that both of you really need to do here. Absolutely. And written in the stars, this is a fated connection. Destiny is calling. Embrace yourself, or this is embracing your twin, right? Meditation. Still your mind and listen to your heart. Yeah. Third dimension, right? Again, we're like this King and Queen of Pentacles, very three-dimensional material world things here. Both of you have a purpose here, and it's really to teach each other about this, right? Yeah. You can feel each other's emotions, empath. Stay positive and release any feelings that aren't yours. Exactly. Like, you're both with this empathic, feeling each other's emotions, feeling each other's pain, you know. Empath came out again. Starseed soul tribe members, right? You guys are from the same star family or from the same soul family, right? You're this soulmate energy in each other's lives, really to help heal this part. Dreams, you could be having dreams about each other. I'm dreaming of you, right? Some of you could be having dreams about past life karmic cycles, or this, or current thing is kind of like symbolic, like having symbolic dreams of the karmic cycle that the two of you are stuck in with each other, with this anger here. And that's, I really feel like, yes, it is about things that the both of you did, but this anger is also deeper. It's also about triggers that were brought up in each of you, right? It's also about, yeah, you're angry about that, but you're also projecting a lot of your misplacing and projecting a lot of your anger for past issues that happen onto each other as well. So you're angry, so you feel this passionate and this angry about this because it's something, one, that might, between the two of you, has been an energy that has existed between the two of you for multiple lifetimes, okay? Or from, you know, past life issues. Or two, it's also things from your past. When this person did this to you or did that to you, it reminded you of ways that you felt abandoned in your childhood, or ways that you felt past people that you have been in relationships with hurt you. You're like, oh my God, here's this other asshole in a long line of people who treat me like I'm not good enough. Or here's this person not understanding, or not being understanding of all the things that I'm going through, and not understanding how it's hard for me to open up, and it's hard for me to discuss how I really feel about things. Here's just another person in a long line of people who just don't see me for who I am, and won't acknowledge me for who I am, and won't treat me like I'm good enough for just being who I am. And you both feel that way about each other. So, so you're not acknowledging your own responsibility that you need to take in what happened, and you're also not acknowledging that you're also mad because of other things that don't even have to do with each other, right? That have to do with other people, or have to do with your own issue that you need to do this shadow work about. Towers. right? Spirit is taking away all unnecessary things from your life. Let the towers fall to rebuild your foundation. This anger, this either past life anger or this past life issue that's between the two of you, okay, is a tower that needs to fall in both of your lives, right? This anger, this anger right here is a tower that needs to fall, like I said. So either the two of you were brought together to either have this together with each other, right? Or you were just brought together so that the two of you could really face these triggering issues, this anger that you have, and you could go on and be in relationships or be, you know, with other people, right? Either way, all of this is happening either to heal your relationship with this person and for you to be with them, or for you to move on, drop this anger issue, right? And really go be, you know, and go be with other people, or, you know, become friends again, or have a better relationship with your mom, or have a better relationship with your, exactly, it's happening. All of this is happening so you can heal yourself, both of you. You both summoned each other into your life so you can trigger the shadow work between the two of you. But I really feel like it's coming to a combination, a culmination here, excuse me, right? Of a lot of you two are having like this fifth dimensional, like higher interactions with each other. Your higher selves have brought the two of you together to heal again. What did it kick out? Fifth dimension and third dimension. Look at that. The fifth dimension and third dimension. The two of you have brought, you two of you, right? We're in 5D union, we're in higher dimensional union, and decided to come into each other's lives, right? To trigger this whole healing journey here, right? To trigger this whole of really looking deep, doing the shadow work, and really examining this anger here. Letting go of this anger. Let it go. And I don't know about you, but I've been doing a lot of, okay, look, separation, separating, let it go. Separation from this anger energy, right? Release the completion, draw from the power of the climax, right? Release and give back. Release, 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 release. Heal yourself. Healing karmic cycle, like period, 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 right? Focus on healing yourself to bring in new positive energy, right? Energy needs to be cleared. There is some kind of healing, cycle that is being offered here between the two of you. Yeah, that's all pupil and here's master. You're both teaching each other, you know, you're both being masters to each other, pupils to each other, teaching each other this, right? That's the whole twin flame dynamic between the two of you, right? Healing this energy between the two of you, healing again, like I said, this karmic cycle that the two of you have together, healing this past life energy. I'm getting a big past life energy. It is a soul contract for the two of you to come together to heal this past life work, and it, or this past life hurt that you have here, this anger. It is going to look different, and how and your healing process is going to look different for all of you, okay? So I cannot give you one specific example of the situation that happened. I know I've been doing a lot of, that's why I took a break, is because I had to do a lot of shadow work and a lot of meditation, a lot of talking to my particular spirit guides. I know, okay, I've been known for a while what the issue was between me and this person, okay? But I don't know what you guys is, right? And it can look so different in so many different ways, but it is a part of your life's purpose, right? It is a part of why this person is in your life. It was written in the stars. It was meant for you guys to come together to allow this healing to happen, okay? And again, don't let anybody out there tell you what your healing is supposed to look like. Of course, healing usually involves forgiveness, right? Forgiveness is a big part of this whole journey, right? But it is to clear off this, you know, and what the end result. What does your forgiveness really have to look like? It does not have to be that this person is in your life anymore. It doesn't. There are too many people out there that say that, and that's not what it has to look like, right? For this person to come back into your life and for you to have a conversation and for you to have a very cathartic, is the word spirit is using. I'm not 100% sure if I'm using that word correctly, but that's the word spirit said, is cathartic situation here with this person, right? So that you can release all this energy off of yourself and really, again, healing this past karmic cycle. There was a past karmic cycle that happened here, feeling this betrayal, this anger, this betrayal. It's not seeing me. Oh, look at this. inner child healing, like, period. You guys both were really meant to come together into each other's lives to really have this healing your inner child wounds. That's why the two of you came into contact, right? So that, yeah, the ending, the beginning of a new cycle, right? So that could come to an end. So this past cycle could come to an end, so that you would really start forgive and nurture yourself, right? Exactly. Yeah, the new moon came out again. Surrender, right? There is a divine plan here. The divine is saying there is a divine plan and there is a divine purpose here. A lot of you have been really trying to control this situation, right? Because you want to label it a certain way, right? People here, the twin flame journey gets romanticized so heavily here in tarot land, right? In the tarot world, in the tarot community, in the spiritual community. It gets, you know, a few twin flames are actually supposed to come together in actual physical romantic union. But many of them, the purpose of it is never about coming into union and getting married, right? It is about the healing journey that the two of you trigger within each other, right? As you come together, as your souls come together, right? And you heal. You come together and heal this energy. But between the two of you, your energy heals each other, right? And you learn how to fill up your own cups, right? You learn how to fill up your own cups. You break out of codependency. You do this inner child healing work. You wake up. You go through this grand awakening journey, and you learn how to give yourself, right? You learn how to give yourself this 10 of cups, 10 of pentacles, whether it's with this person or it's with somebody else. You just learn to give it to yourself. You realize that you, through meeting this person, right? You realize you are worth this. And it is your purpose to have it. Right? It is everyone's purpose here on earth to try to strive to be as emotionally fulfilled and financial, material world fulfilled. That's kind of touch and go. Some people feel weird about it, but however you want to feel about that side of the journey, right? But it's more like to set up a long time philosophy, right? For you to change the way that you feel, right? The way that you see yourself, the way that you respect yourself, what self-love really looks like, what self-acceptance really looks like, what really choosing a person who really truly loves themselves and you love yourself and you come together and you're not choosing karmic partners, you're choosing high vibrational energy partners that really serve you, and you create more children, right? You raise more children, or however you just passing down that philosophy in other types of ways, right? It's not always through children, because this journey is not exclusive to a heterocentric journey. It's not, right? We're born into many different bodies for many different purposes, right? So, to pass down to future generations, and whatever that looks like, right? Whether that's just to you and your friends or your family or your children, or to other people, strangers, through creating, writing books or making content or whatever it is, right? Making art, making the world a more beautiful place, one person at a time. That's what this whole journey is about, right? It's not about coming into romantic union and just making babies and having that white picket fence love with your twin flame. There are very few of us who actually get to have that, because that's not the purpose of the journey. Perhaps it could be the purpose of the journey this lifetime for you, right? But the purpose of the journey is to come into union to a place where you can give that high vibrational energy to each other, right? You can truly have that person that truly loves and understands you. And that does not have to be in a romantic love. And many of the times we slow down this process in putting a label of this type of love, right, having to be romantic. Because we're told if you have that type of love for somebody, that has to be the person that you're supposed to get married and have kids with, or whatever the situation looks like. And it's not true. And I know that a lot of us don't want to feel that way because we've been so romanticized about this journey, but it's not about that. It's about the healing. And I myself got lost in a long time of being so mad. And I'm still really processing that so that I can truly get to a place where I forgive and let go of this person, right? Because it was deeper. The betrayal was deeper than they just didn't choose me. Like, some things happen, right? Some things happen that hurt not only me, but other people, you know? So I am trying, right? It is I know, Spirit, I know. It's a karmic cycle, right? That I am trying to break myself out of. And that's why I'm here talking to you guys about this, because, you know, that's why I took my little break that I need to, right? Because I had to really have like a come to myself moment, like, hey, this isn't about the romance between you and this person. This is about something completely a lot deeper than that. It's about something completely a lot, you know, it's way deeper than that. You know, and for some of you it is. For some of you it will be about the romance and you having a relationship with this person, no matter what that looks like, you know, no matter what the sex of you and this person is, or whatever, however that looks like between the two of you, right? Twin flame, right? For a lot of you, I feel like it's waking up to what the true purpose of this twin flame journey is, you know? Building this 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups moment with this person, or in, it doesn't have to literally be like you guys are in each other's physical presence. You have a business together and you're building this spiritual business together, or you're building this life together. It's not going to look like that for everybody, and I'm so sorry, but I know a lot of tarot readers out there will tell you that that's what it's meant to be, and for me, I have come to the realization that that's not exactly what it's meant to be, right? It is much, much more on top of anything. First off, it is about the healing. It is about your awakening, right? It is about whether or not you choose to be with this person, or choose to go into business with this person, or choose to actively, physically have this person in your life. You are giving them love and support. And that can just be energetically, right? But it is about forgiving, right? Forgiving any kind of past life, karmic cycle, or anything the two of you might have been in a loop about, and just moving on so the two of you can have much better, healthier, loving, accepting lives, you know, and love and accept yourself. And it's okay. That's not going to look the same for everybody, you know? And no matter what in the end this relationship ends up looking like to you, you know, for you, it's going to be beautiful, right? Because the healing in it is going to be beautiful. Like I said, you are healing each other of this codependent energy of feeling like you need surrender. I don't know if you guys saw that. Surrender, right? Surrender to the plan. That is the divine plan here, right? Let go of the thought you need anyone else to feel complete. You are a whole, not a half. You do not have to be in physical union, marriage, whatever it looks like for you, to be in alignment with this person. You don't. So let go of the need for it to look a very certain way, right? Let go of the person in this life. You know, it's deeper than whether or not, yeah, but it's also about having the healthy boundaries. You having healthy boundaries to this person, right? So many of us will feel rejected because because we have such a deep connection with this person, but they don't choose to be with us, and we can get so hurt, right? Sometimes it's not their purpose to be with us and be in a union, to be in a like a marriage with us, right? Right? It was them to discover true love of what it really felt like to really love somebody. And that includes loving them even if they don't choose to be with you romantically. If it's not for them to choose to be with you, that has to be okay. If it's their choice to be with somebody else, you love them regardless, because you trust that they are doing the best that's for them, because it's not about you, it's about them. And in turn, right? It's not about them, it's about you. It's about you and your journey. I just got the strongest whiff of cologne. Well, I smelled my own perfume, but it smelled like the masculine version of my perfume, which I've smelled. So that might be like something for you. Yeah, release the past. Um, yeah. For a lot of you, this is about learning what true unconditional love really. Okay, what true unconditional love really is. Okay. Just because a person chooses not to romantically be in a relationship with you, that does not mean that they do not have true unconditional love for you. And just because they choose to be in a relationship with you, that also does not mean that they have unconditional love for you. Right? Release the past. Release. Spirit said, release what you thought this was. I don't know why Spirit just said it that way, but that's it. Release the past, and meditation came out again. A lot of you might want to do a meditation and specifically set the intention for the meditation to be you releasing this anger that you felt in the past specifically towards this person. If you specifically know who this twin flame is, right? Or just say my twin flame. My intentions are to release the anger that I felt for whatever happened in the past between me and my twin flame. Right? And some of you need to understand that you need to have that release, whether or not this person ever takes the accountability. Spirit saying it would help it a lot if the two of you both took your accountability into it, but you need to take this responsibility onto yourself as an individual to release and acknowledge your own accountability, even if that other person doesn't. Right? Even if that other person is not at the place where they are ready to take accountability for themselves and their actions, you need to be at the place where you need to be striving to get to the place where even if you never hear a sorry, I'm sorry from this person, you can release this and let it go. Oh, I just felt such a heavy weight lift off of my chest. Ooh, wait. Transmutation come through, Spirit. I just felt that. Some of y'all really just released. Like some of y'all really were like, okay. Spirit says that's your sign that you're ready. If you really felt that, like I did, if you really felt that, Spirit saying that's your sign. That's your sign that you're ready. That you're really ready to really release this and let it go. And to learn how to have this unconditional love for yourself and for this person, right? That includes, not making excuses for them and not making excuses for yourself, right? Yeah, just healing yourself regardless. That's what you need to focus on. It's not about who was right and who was wrong. It's not about who did what and who should take accountability. You just take accountability for yourself. You do your inner child healing. And what this person chooses to do or what they don't choose to do is on them. You gotta do you, right? Enlightenment, right? Star with this guiding energy, right? This healing energy. You gotta focus on healing yourself. And in doing that, right, this person will also focus on healing themselves. Wow. This is really intense. We talked about a lot of really intense stuff. Okay, master meditation, unconditional love. For some of you, there is a particular unconditional love meditation that you've been thinking about. Either perhaps maybe producing content on meditation, on unconditional love, or maybe perhaps there is a particular person that you listen to or a particular person whose books that you read or something who also does guided meditations on unconditional love. Okay, So that let that be your sign. If you're a person that's been thinking about producing or taking either doing a guided meditation or producing guided meditations on unconditional love, go ahead and do it. Right? That's your sign. Go ahead and do what you need to do on that. Don't let pride get in your way. Exactly. Don't let your ego get in your way of your healing. Let it go. I know that they hurt you, and I know that it was heavy, but this is part of your destiny, right? This pain in the past, this blaming, this pain, this pointed, that's been your comfort zone, right? Spirit saying it's time for you to step out of that, right? It's time for you to step out of that pain of that. What was that? A personal issue versus resolution? No, you and your loved ones are safe. Yeah, like you're going to be safe, okay, in this situation. Okay, final advice. We're wrapping this up. I made this a long one because we haven't really. Well, Spirit made this a long one. Be bold and make the first move. Yeah, don't tell yourself this part. I cannot heal if this person doesn't apologize. I can't heal if this person's not healing. I can't. Don't worry about it. You be bold. Make the first move. Do the healing work that you need to do. Look back and look at step back. Excuse me, and look at the bigger picture. Also look back, right, with that past life. Some of you, right, like whatever it is, whatever I need to forgive, right, help me to start forgiving, help me to let go of this anger from my past, from our past life, whatever it is, right? Help me. You be bold, make the first move. You do what you got to do, even if this person never steps forward or never comes forward, or you never hear a sorry out of this person's mouth. It doesn't matter, right? Your healing is about you, not about them. Adjustments are required. Exactly. A personal issues resolution. There it is. I knew it was going to come out. Woman in Cancer. This is an issue, right? That's coming to a resolution. You're very you're very close to achieving your goals. Spirit is saying that this anger is the thing that's whether you realize it or not, you're a lot more angry and you're holding a lot more of this close to your heart than you think that you are, right? And it's something that's holding back not just this, but your manifestations for a lot of other things from coming, from you allowing, right? Spirit saying it's there, they're out there, they're waiting. You just need to deal with this anger that you feel inside of you, right? Because it's not about the other person, it's not about what they did, it's not about whatever happened, it's about you forgiving and letting go and moving on from whatever it is, because it doesn't serve you. All it does is hold you back. All it does is weigh you down. Yes, exactly. Like I said, prosperity lies ahead, right? Right? And in this future that you are manifesting in, this new moon in Cancer, you and your loved ones are safe. Like you're safe to do this. You're safe to let go. You're like in this new journey that you're going on, this new phase that you feel really scared to allow to come in, right? Is just crazy prosperity for you, for your family, just crazy abundance, crazy enlightenment, just like everything you've wanted. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups is waiting for you. And all you've got to do is choose, is say, I would rather have this 10 of Cups and this 10 of Pentacles and let go of this anger. I would rather face this anger, let go of it, and have my 10 of Cups, my 10 of Pentacles. So you can have this anger and you can have this, they did me wrong, they did me wrong, they did me wrong. Or you can have this 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. And it seems like an easy choice, but you'd be surprised how many people choose to stay angry, choose to hold grudges, choose to not let go about things, even things that are buried down so deep subconsciously they don't even know that they're holding on to it. Rather than just doing the work, the shadow work they really need to do so that they can just be happy, right? It's reminding me of, we've been talking about that book, You Are a Badass, right? The You Are a Badass book. And it's a chapter in that book, a specific place in this book, which is you can either be right or you can be angry. Oh, sorry, angry. You can be right or you could be happy. And this is specifically around forgiveness, right? You can choose to hold on to the anger, to hold on to the no. It was not justified. They should not have done this to me. I was right. I was right. They hurt me. I'm right about this situation. Right? They should not have done this. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have. And I'm not saying that your anger is not justified. But just because your anger is justified, it still weighs you down. It still holds you back. So you can hang on to that anger and feel right, or you can be happy and go towards this 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups. Because a lot of people might want to say, well, it's not that simple because they did this, because they did that, because this happened. Please believe me, I understand. I've said it's not that simple for a lot because I was asked to give up a lot. The price was harder and higher than I thought I would ever be asked to pay. And it's taken me years, it's taken me lifetimes to get to a place where I am right now, where I want to forgive this and I want to move on from it. And I'm not trying to minimize your pain, and I'm not trying to over exaggerate my pain, because I know that there are people out there who are dealing with some of the same past life trauma that I am. Maybe not the exact situation, right? But a very similar situation. A fiery climax approaches. The situation is coming to a head, is what Spirit is saying. And your choice is going to become very obvious to you, right? And I know, believe me, I do understand that the situation that the thing that I said, that you can be right or you can be happy, is very triggering. Because when I first read it, I was like, nah, fuck that. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, nah, I'm, like, I'm angry for a reason. And it can be easier to accept that thing about little stuff, like a person cuts you off in traffic. Well, you can either, and that's simple stuff. Well, you can hold on to that and get pissed off and let it affect you for the rest of the day, or you can choose to be happy. You can choose to be like, you know what, whatever, fuck it, let it go, move on from it. I'm not going to let this small thing ruin. I'm not going to let it sit there in the back of my mind and just piss me off all day and retell the story to every person that I come into contact with, and, go home and let it affect the way that I'm interacting with my family or my kids, or I'm on edge and it's like, what's your problem? It's like, this asshole cut me out and it just pissed me off so much. It's like, is that really worth it? Like, let it go. Right? And it's easy to say about small things, but we put so much justification on our anger. Like, no, this person did this and they said this and it hurt me, and it did. And I'm not saying that it didn't. But is it really worth it to hold on to the pain? Is it really worth it to hold on to the pain? Hold on to the lesson. Okay. Hold on to, you know what? I learned, and I'm not going to by understanding that somebody did this, lets me know that I won't allow it to happen again. But so much of the time we don't want to acknowledge that there is still unresolved anger and pain and fear and doubt underneath it that event caused inside of us. And that's our whole point of the shadow work that we're doing, right? The things that that really Spirit is really, really asking you to really hone in on. Because this could have, for some of you, this could have been something that was holding you back for lifetimes, hundreds of years for some of you, decades for some of you. It's held you back in ways that you didn't even realize. Because this holding on to this amount of pain and this, it manifests in all different kind of ways in our lives, right? We can continue to give power to those people that hurt us by re-traumatizing ourselves and reliving those things and holding on to anger, even though we know, we would feel happier if we forgave and move on. There's some people that are like, I'll never forgive. I was like, okay, that's your choice, But in doing that, you simultaneously have to say, I am purposely choosing to not live a happier, better life for myself by choosing to hang on to this anchor. And that's something I had to tell myself too. So don't think I'm not saying something or I'm not asking you to do something I didn't put the challenge on myself to do as well, right? And it takes, sometimes it takes time, and it takes multiple conversations, and it takes, takes multiple meditations, it takes multiple conversations with your spirit guides, it takes multiple, it takes a long time. I've been on a journey for the past 2 years since I woke up to what happened, to work on forgiveness. And it's not been easy. But slowly, bit by bit, I am getting there, and I know that you can do it too, right? And be easy and be gentle and be loving and be kind and being understanding with yourself throughout your process, right? Because everything I'm saying, I'm not saying with judgment. I'm trying to say it with love. Yeah. Spirit is like, please step back and look at the bigger picture. They want you to be happy. Just period. That's the point of them being in your life, is so that you can be happy. And this is holding you back. And Spirit says, let it, it's time. It's really time to face it. It's really time to get serious about it, is what Spirit is saying. The answers you need are coming. Some of you might have asked, how? How do I do this? The answers you need are coming. You've put out into the universe that you want to heal. Conclusions are within your reach. Exactly. That you want to end this cycle. So it's be open to how it might come to you. It might come to you in the form of, a commercial for therapy. It might come to you in the form of, a guided meditation that gets recommended to you. It might come to you in the form of, seeing signs around you. It might come in the form of this person coming towards you to have a conversation with you. It might come in the form of friends or family having a conversation with you. It might come in the form of hearing, a commercial on the radio about something that just, allows you to get into that mental space. It might come in the form of a dream. It might come in the form, the answers you need. Allow the universe to set it up. Understand that our manifestations, that you're saying, okay, I want to heal from this. I want to let it go. It can come in so many forms, right? And that doesn't mean that you'll even be able to tell, right, in what is happening, that it will lead you to that, right? It might come in the form of, I want answers, and I want answers, and I want to know how I can heal from this. It might come in the form of, you wake up one day and you're like, I feel like going to this place. And you go to this place and you're like, I feel like going in this shop. And you go in that shop and you find a book, right? And somewhere in that book, there is something that really stirs that want to heal inside of you. Or you might jump up and be like, I feel like doing this. And you do that and go out and do something, and you run into a person that starts talking to you, about something, and they're like, oh, I'm going to see this new therapist, or oh, I'm going to this new yoga studio, and they do these guided meditation sessions, and you go, oh wow, really? Okay, maybe I should go to one of these. And you go and you look, and you go and look at the yoga meditation, and they're doing a meditation to help you they're doing a self-love meditation, and you're like, wow. And then you go and then you sign up, and then you meet somebody there, or you meet somebody, or you go to the meditation, and the meditation really helps you, and it leads you to do more meditations at your home. Be open to the fact that it might not be so obvious that it's the answer to what you have asked them. It might not be an obvious manifestation, right? We have to be open to the fact that, that our manifestations are going to be steps towards something, right? Sometimes it's just a feeling. I want to go here, or you wake up and you're like, I really feel like eating this today. Well, we don't have the stuff to make that. Well, let's go to the store to get the stuff to make that. Okay, you go to the store to get the stuff to make that, and you run into this person. You don't ever know what, and you running into this person inspires a conversation that you finally get to sit down, and you finally have this conversation with this person, and you're open and you're honest about what you really want, and you speak your mind, and you walk away with like, wow, like I feel so much better, right? wow, this is offering me, or, you know, or like, you know what, I can let this person go because I see that they're not, you know, where I need them to be, or whatever the situation might end up being, right? But open your mind to the different possibilities, the different ways that spirit could be manifesting you getting the answers that you need, right? It could look like an invitation to a party. It could look like an invitation to friends being like, hey, let's go hang out. And then you go and hang out with your friends and you're all having a conversation, and the conversation that you have, you know, brings up some deeper issues that you're like, damn, I didn't know that I really need to focus on that. And then you go home and you go, let me go into meditation about this, or let me have a conversation with my spirit guides about this, or let me research this. And then you research something and it leads you to a book, which is going to lead you to other things, right? That, like that You Are a Badass book. I've gotten so many synchronicities and so much help out of that book, and it's because my friend, like a year ago, was like, have you ever heard of this book? And I was like, no, I've never heard of this book. And then she gave me a calendar about the book that was like affirmation calendars, and then she was like, hey, I have this book, I want you to read it. And it sat on my shelf for like a year, and then I finally was like, you know what, I need to pick this up and I need to read it because I just feel like guided to do it. And I have not, you never know when and where things are just going to come about and how they're going to lead, or how, when it will start a chain event of you walking the way, right? Trust the divine plan. I know I went into a big, long conversation about that, but there are a lot of people that don't realize that they're like, I want this, I want this, I want this. And wanting that might look like you actually wanting something else, or you getting an invite to do something else, or you, getting a call about something else, or getting an opportunity about something else that actually will, in the end, lead you to get to what you really want. But Spirit said, be open to how these synchronistic events can line up in your life, right? Because sometimes they don't make sense, but sometimes it's just like, trust yourself, trust the guidance, trust where you're being guided, trust where you're being led, right? Right. And don't let pride get in your way. Don't let don't let your ego or your pride or your hurt or your pain or your anger or your fear or your doubt make you feel like, ugh, it's just not what I wanted. It doesn't look exactly how I wanted it to. Be open to it. You're like, I've been asking spirit for this for the longest time. And it's like, you might want a particular something, and it might come in the form of being offered a job or being offered something. And then you find out that the pay that you're being offered, or, you get asked to do something, or you get asked to commission to buy something or build something or do something. And then turns out the pay for it is exactly the price, is exactly the price of this item you wanted to buy, right? You don't ever know what it's going to look like, right? It's time to take action. Take action. Be bold. Make the first move. Release. Go on this active journey to release this negativity inside of yourself and release this anger and this fear and this pain, right? Don't let your ego tell you, well, if this person doesn't get over it, if they want to admit how they were wrong, if they won't do it, neither will I. Okay. Step out of your comfort zone. That is your comfort zone, right? And it's this negativity that seems to be your comfort zone. Step out of it, right? 2 more, Spirit said. This is a long one. Well, damn, I'm surprised. Yeah, okay. 1, step out of your, I knew it. I knew it was going to come out. There it is. Surrender to divine. Right? This is all a part of the divine plan, right? This is all a part of the divine plan, right? And then look, your dreams need a practical plan, right? Spirit is bringing this to you the way that they can, right? Healing doesn't always look like what we think it's going to look like. What we want doesn't always look like how we think it's going to look, right? Spirit knows how to bring it to you. Trust that. Right? Trust that. And trust that it's coming in in divine time, right? I know that you might want it right now, but Spirit might have, if you just trust the divine plan, it will come in exactly when it's supposed to, and it's going to feel right, right? You might think that you want it right now, but if it came to you right now, you might not be as healed as you think you are to have this conversation, right? Or you might have been wanting to have this conversation or wanting this person to come into your life for months or for years. But Spirit is saying you weren't ready. Trust us to make this happen exactly how it's supposed to for you, right? Step out of it needing to look a certain way, or feel a certain way, or smell a certain way, or taste a certain way. You know, the old way that you've always been used to. Step out of that, because this healing is going to look like something different, because it's different than the place that you've been. So this new cycle is going to look different. It's going to feel different. It's going to ask you to do different things, to move different, to feel different, to think different, to handle yourself and your friends and your family and yourself and your body differently. It's going to ask you to do it differently because it's new. It's different. Be open to that. You know, we can't think that we're manifesting a brand new cycle by thinking and feeling and staying the same, right? Well, this is the way that I've always felt about it. Well, how do you think you're issuing in a new cycle? By feeling the same way you've always felt about it, or acting the same way you've always acted about it. You're gonna have to challenge yourself to do different if you want different. If you want to have different in your life, you're gonna have to challenge yourself to do different. All right, that's what I have. Wow, did we wow, did we transmute a lot of energy? I definitely felt that. Thank you guys for being here with me. I'm so grateful to have you guys. Thank y'all for all the love and the support, even in my absence. I really appreciate you guys. Okay, I really hope this helped bring some love, light, and clarity into your life and into the situation here. And I understand, uh, it sounds wow. Look, I didn't even notice where we ended. We ended on union on the back of this deck. Towers. Towers that are bringing in union. Psychic, yeah. Towers that are bringing in union. Wow. And whatever that union really looks like to you. Spirit saying be open. Be open to it looking different than you thought that it would. Right? And that's going to be okay. But don't still have up your healthy boundaries. Spirit is all about finding balance. It's just like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Do this, but also don't do that. But also do this and don't do that. Sometimes it can feel complicated because you're like, well, what do you want, Spirit? You want me to be loving, kind and forgiving, but also have my healthy boundaries and not let, yes, be open and honest and let this person come forth, but don't let them steer you in a way that doesn't feel right to you. Yeah. Spirit's like, yeah, you got to find that balance for you, right? And it's going to look different for all of you. All right, my loves, thank you so much for being here with me, okay? If this resonated with you, let me know in the comment section down below, okay? If you're not subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe and stick around with us, okay, sweeties? I really appreciate you guys being here, all right? If this didn't resonate with you, I'm so sorry. It's okay. Maybe this is just not your particular reading, or maybe I'm not your reader, and that's okay too, okay? Like I said before, I hope this brought some love, light, and clarity into your life, all right? And I will catch you lovelies in the next one. Bye.